And yes, I believe that we are now live on Facebook. Please tell me we are live and technology is not playing with me today. Yes, yes, yes. Hi guys and Happy New Year. Technology is always not on Christina's side, but here we are. And I'm happy to be here back with you in 2022, wishing you Happy New Year and may all your dreams come true. I have today the very first route runners of the year, and I have the great honor to have with me Master John Francis. Welcome, Master. I would love, you are on mute. You have to unmute yourself first of all, so we can hear you. Yeah. Oh, perfect.
Good.
Perfect. So before we go on with today's live, where we are going to talk about the benefits of martial arts, I would love to introduce to you Master John Francis. He was born, take some notes so I couldn't miss this one. He was born in Dominica, a small island in the Caribbean. He started martial arts at the age of 14, which is, according to his saying, quite late. We are going to get about this. Why does it get quite late? He said that he used to be a very shy child who lacked confidence and was always brave. Master John joined the karate school somehow reluctantly, but he found in martial arts a way to express himself. He continuously moved up to the ranks, up to the black belt, and today he is a master. He also went to Guatemala, Ecuador, and around the Caribbean, countries that I would love to visit though, where he learned different styles of martial arts. And since settling in the UK some 15 years ago, he opened his own school of martial arts. He is dedicated and committed to his students' success, and as he says, he sees in some of his students the young version of himself. Now, this is really interesting, and I have so many questions. Thank you so much for joining me today. It's really a great kickstart of the year.
Yes. Hello to you, Christina, and how are you? Happy New Year to you.
Thank you, sir.
I would like to take this opportunity here. So thank you for inviting me to your program. I think your program is one of a very good program, which you know, anybody listening to you will learn and can, you know, talk about themselves and picture themselves, you know. So I wish you success. I wish you all the best in the coming year. And for me being the first person on the year 2021 is an honor. I want to give you a big thank you for that.
Oh, thank you, Master. The honor is mine. I'm so happy because I know that with you and talking about martial arts and, you know, what is not just kicking and punching is going to be a really good start of the year. It's going to give a push to our viewers. So guys, if you are watching the live, you are free to ask any questions you might have during the live. We are trying our best to answer them. If not, if you are watching this on the replay, you still can leave the comments or you can contact Master Francis directly, okay? So I would love to ask you just for a kickstart, why we should study martial arts? Why so different than any other sport? Is it a sport? Is it considered a sport at all?
Some people look at it as a sport. I look at it as an art. I look at it as a challenge art. You know, why we study martial arts? That's a good question. A lot of people ask why we study martial arts. The thing in studying martial arts, it helps you to find yourself, basically. It helps you, first of all, let's look at a balance, right? A balanced person. Before benefiting from martial arts, you first need to find your balance. In martial arts, some martial artists or some masters, some schools display what we call a triangle shape, okay? In that triangle shape, it signifies mind, body, and spirit, okay? So first, you have to balance yourself by finding the balance between your mind, finding the balance between your body and your spirit, and making sure you have a strong foundation, a strong person. You understand? So martial arts give you that opportunity to find that person in you, basically, to find that balanced person. And joining martial arts gives you the opportunity, the advantage to be able to put a uniform on you, put a belt in your waist.
This is something I want to ask about.
Have a sensei to guide you and teach you, a proper sensei, a good master. We got masters out there, which is very good masters. Everywhere you find different martial arts school, and it doesn't matter which martial arts school. A lot of people tend to choose style, and this style is better than that style. This style, I want to do this style. But martial arts is martial arts, and any school that you join, any school that you attend, and it has the right principle and the proper discipline, you will still get the benefit what martial arts have to offer. You understand?
Yeah.
So no matter what school, and you have to have a proper teacher. If you don't have a proper teacher, and if you're not happy with the teacher, then you find the next school. And maybe sometimes you may find it's not the teacher, maybe it's you. You understand?
Exactly.
It's you the person, because you haven't found that balance in you.
How do you find that balance, Master?
Fine. Finding the balance is first your mind. Okay, you have to have a mindset. You have to have a mindset. You have to know in your mind what you're capable of doing, what you're capable of, what you want to achieve. You understand? What do you want in your mind? What do you want? So you balance that. You try to find that out. In the body, you try to picture your body. You try to find out in your body, are you weak person? Are you strong? Are you physically fit? Are you, are you injured? Can you do this? Can you do that? You try to find that body, that balance in your body. Then you go to the spirit. Do you have a strong spirit? Do you have a positive spirit? Do you, are you a get up and go person? Are you a achiever? That kind of spirit. So if you put the three of them together, then you have a strong person. But once you find that, and you have a good foundation, a strong base, you understand? Then you try to shoot up, which is to achieve. You understand? You try to achieve things such as ranks or belts. And don't take me wrong, martial arts basically is all around us. But the thing is, we don't see it. We don't see it, because if you take on something challenging, and you have that get up and go spirit, you have that mindset, you have that strong body, you have that will, that will to get what you want, you have that what they call that warrior spirit, basically. You have that black belt spirit, you have that not giving up spirit. This is part of martial. This is part of the opportunity you get in martial arts. This is the benefit you get in martial arts. You understand?
Yeah.
But you don't see it. You don't see it outside. You will
because that's within.
Right. You don't see it because you have that mindset already. But you don't look at it as martial arts because you haven't been to a martial arts school where someone will actually teach you how to balance and get to know your true, who are you, where you heading, where you want. You understand?
Yeah, what I'm hearing you saying is that basically when you find the balance between body, mind, and spirit, I would say you are ready when you know who you really are, and when you know what you want. Because when your body, when your mind and spirit is in balance, then you are conscious about who you really are. And that's when the warrior spirit, the I'm not giving up spirit is coming out. Because until then, the mind is going to say, no, I'm not capable of that. I'm too tiny, I'm too weak, I'm not capable of that. That's the body, right? And the spirit says, nah, martial arts, no, But when you find the balance and you know who you as a person, as a soul, as a human being you are, then you are ready actually, I think, to actually practice it,
Push.
to
Yeah,
push it.
to push. Because if you don't know, if you don't have a mindset, and okay, you may have a strong mindset, but your body is not willing.
Mm.
You understand? And or you may have a strong body, but your mind is not in the right
it's not there.
position. You understand? Or you have a good spirit, you have a strong spirit, but your mind is all over the place and your body is not following that spirit. You understand? So
That can happen though.
yeah, you have to have that balance. You must get that balance between your mind, body, and spirit. You understand? And then you start to achieve again what is there for you to achieve, and how much you want, and how much you want to push, how much you want to go. Because it all depends on your mindset. You set a goal. Your body, you look at your body, you say, I'm gonna make my body work with my mind because I want to get this. You understand? And you come with this, to come to the spirit. Now you have a strong spirit. Say, wow, okay, yeah, I'm gonna go for that. You understand? I'm gonna shoot to the sky. The sky is the limit. You understand? So if you don't have that mindset, and you go to a karate school, first of all, you might come, and most people come to karate school, they say, well, I want to build my confidence. Mm-hmm. That is one of the reasons people do martial arts. Another reason people say, I want to get fit. Okay. Then
I want to look like Bruce Lee or Jean-Claude Van Damme.
A lot of different things. You have 5 persons come to join the school, and each of them have a different reason why they want to do martial arts. Right? The thing is, whether you want to build confidence, and that's what your mind is set on, or you want to learn self-defense, that's what your mind is, or you want to learn to fight, all the benefit that's in martial arts, you're still going to get it. You understand? You will still get all the benefit, but you only come to build confidence. But you're going to get all the benefit that is there in martial arts, but you don't know that. Because all your mindset is, I want to learn to fight. But before you learn to fight, you still have to get that balance in you. You understand? So it's going to give you all that confidence. It's going to give you everything you need. Martial arts is built that you will achieve everything you want in it, even though you just join martial arts just to get fit or just to build confidence.
Yeah, what I'm hearing you saying is that, someone joins the school, joins your school, for example. Okay, I want to have a good workout. I want to have self-confidence. But during the training, because I know here focus is key, so they learn focus, they learn discipline, they learn a lot of things in the meantime without even knowing, without realizing that, okay, I'm learning this stuff.
Right.
And I remember you saying that you started martial art at the age of 14, which is quite late. What is I can say a good age, but what's that age when a child, for example, it's a good age to start practicing martial arts? It's benefiting them, I know, physically, mentally, and socially. So they will learn a lot of things. But what's the age? What's that age when it's best to start, let's say? So me starting at the age of 44, kickboxing, I'm old.
Yes. So, but that doesn't mean you cannot do martial arts. That doesn't mean
let's go back to kids.
That doesn't mean you should not do martial arts. When I mean late, it was that because I remember growing up as a kid. I was about 10 years old when one master approached my mom because he saw me was running away from some guys trying to bully me, push me around.
Okay.
And I run and escape, and I unknowing to myself, this guy was following me, and he went to my mom just after I went into the house and telling my mom, like, you should send your son to do karate, to do martial arts. And my mom said, no, because my mom now, she was religious. My mom was a religious mom, and martial arts was a no for my mom. You understand?
Yeah, because I think she believed that it's only punching and kicking and fighting and, beating everyone.
Right. And in my back of my mind, I thought she thought like martial arts was like a religious type of um group, that you have all that bowing, you have all that signs and all that thing, and because she's been a religious person, an Adventist at the time, we grew up at Adventist, she didn't want me to do martial arts. Although I was telling her that, Mom, I want to do martial arts because I want to defend myself. I want to learn to fight. Because in growing up, I did not know that word named bully. I used to tell my mom, they're picking on me. They're always picking on me. They're always pulling my hair. They always want to fight with me. I want to learn. You understand? And telling my mom that, my mom would listen. My mom would still beat me on that. You understand?
Yes.
Yeah. So, had I started earlier, I think it would be a little bit better for me. I'll be able to achieve more. And had my mom agree for me to do martial arts also, I probably, which I'm not regretting, I started at the age of 14, 15. What happened was, it's a good friend of mine's that we grew up together like brothers. He who dragged me into martial arts. You know, because
come John, you have
right.
to.
So I was like at home, very obedient boy. My mom, we go to church. I was very nice boy. So I didn't want to do anything to disrespect my mom or make my mom feel bad. But I always liked martial arts because I always watch the movies. I go to the cinema. I watch, and it was amazing. So I used to try martial arts. I used to do my things like in the yard, pretend like I was Bruce Lee or, a Kung Fu person. So I used to practice, but never wanted to do school because I know my mom would never let me do a school. You understand? But my friend who joined a karate school, it was called Tiger System at this time, he dragged me to the school. When he dragged me to the school, I sit down for the whole class watching what's up. I said, wow, I was amazed. And I could see students was bleeding, burst mouth, black eye, and, blood on the floor, white uniform, all stained up with blood. I said, what's going on there? And then, but I was amazed. I really liked it because, to me, I want to do that. You understand? So at the end of the class, the master came to me and said, you still want to join? I said, yeah, I want to join. But at the back of my mind, I know my mom not going to let me do it.
Okay.
You understand? So he gave me an application form. I went home and I still went asking my mom. I said, no way. At the age of 13, 14, 15, no way.
No, you're not fighting. Yeah?
I say, fine. But I still keep on doing my stuff, my, crazy stuff on the road, crazy stuff in the backyard with my friend. When he come from training, I used to run to him, say, what you learn, show me something. His name is Jonathan Alex. He lives in the States. Now he has a school also in the States right now.
Wow.
And then we started like that. But now my mom wouldn't let me do martial arts, but I saw something in martial arts which I want to do because I see the confidence that other students showed in that class. That one class, I see the confidence and I see the no giving up kind of attitude. You're fighting, you're bleeding, but you still keep going. I said, wow, this is good stuff. But to be honest with you, I all my mind was about fighting. It wasn't about discipline. It wasn't about, the benefit of I just want to fight.
Yeah, of course, at that age, you want, I want to be a cool boy.
I want to have aggressive. I want to fight, but still, shy little boy, running away from groups and crowds of people. I can't. I used to be very shy. Couldn't speak up. And my mom used to ask me to go out, get friends. And because I had 5 sisters and I was the only boy. So it was a challenging time for me also that time. So joining martial arts really pushed me out. But I will say that during the first 5 to 6 years of martial arts was very secretive, very, very secretive, all because of my mom religion. So, because I know I disobeyed my mom to do martial arts, and she did not know, because I used to be very secretive. I didn't buy a uniform, so I didn't have to bring it home to wash, so she would see I have a karate uniform. So in fact, I couldn't even buy one. I was so poor, I couldn't even buy a uniform. So that was a good sign that I didn't buy one. You understand?
So you didn't have to bring home
so I
one.
didn't have to bring it home, okay? So now, in doing martial arts, I know I was training martial arts, but I didn't know I would become a martial artist. You understand? I only become a martial artist like at the age of 17, 18, 19, when I realized, wow, okay, this thing is taking me somewhere. I can do something with this. And I was about 17, 18, where the opportunity comes where my master asked me to run a first kids class at the age of 17, 18.
Wow.
He approached me and asked me, can I do this class for him? He wants to open a kids class. Can I do it for him? So I said, wow,
oh my God.
How I'm gonna hide again martial arts now from my mom, because
Exactly.
it already reached to a point where I just can't hide it, because I'm going home with bruises. And my mom think I'm fighting on the street, but I'm not fighting on the street. I'm going home with limps because we're fighting a lot. So now I have to show my mom, listen, I'm doing martial arts, right? Because I can't hide it anymore. And listen, it was secretive all the time, but now I can hide it because it's becoming something where the master sees something in me. Now I had challenges on the street, fighting, being bullied and everything. From the street, now I had challenges in the school, because when you join the school, you're becoming, somebody good, you're training, you're becoming good, you're fighting people, and other children want to fight you because they see that you're getting good so you have your challenge now from the street, now in the school, and you have to try to maintain, or else everybody going to take advantage of you. You understand? You're going to fight someone, they're going to kick you, they're going to beat you up, and you doesn't want that. So I had to step up, I had to step up, and I had to really do what I had to do and train hard. When I leave home, when I leave school, I used to go home and train again. Wake up in the morning, train. And I used to train. And sometimes I wondered myself, why am I doing it really? Why am I really doing it? But there was a purpose. And like I said, I begin to realize good things are happening to me. I'm beginning to understand myself. I beginning to control my temper. I beginning to, speak up. I beginning to, be confident, going out, doing things, meeting friends, talking, socializing. So that was a benefit in martial arts to me. You understand, at that time. So now, you got the criticisms off and on. People criticize you. Oh, why are you doing martial arts? Oh, who you think you are? Oh, where it's gonna take you? This is not gonna take you nowhere. And I used to those things, and I turn it around. I make it the positive instead of thinking of it as a negative thing. I make it positive. And the next positive thing was knowing that I disobeyed my mom. I wanted to make it work for me. You understand? Because I wasn't going to disobey my mom for something that's not going to benefit me and it's not going to work for me. You understand?
Yeah, exactly.
So I had that drive, I had that spirit, I had that mindset, I had that balance. Listen, this got to work for me, because if not, then my mom not going to be happy. You understand?
Yeah.
So I had that set already, that mindset, that goal. At that time, belt wasn't in my mind. I wasn't thinking of belts, like grading to one belt to next belt. Certain time I stopped belt. I was training without any belt. You understand? Yeah. So now, two things I remember I disobeyed my mom from, and which I wanted to work for me, is every month my mom would give me money. Say, go cut your hair, go cut your hair, go cut your hair. Yes, go cut your hair. So I used to find myself to the barber, cut my hair, come back every time like this. When I was about the 17, 18, I disobeyed my mom. I decided I'm not gonna cut my hair. So you go cut your hair, you go cut your hair. You know, at that time, even though you're 17, you have to still listen to your mom.
To your mom, exactly.
You understand? I make excuses. I said, Mom, the barber is not there, it's closed. You know, I make so many excuses for me not to cut it. Then after when I decided, Mommy, I'm not gonna cut my hair. I want my hair to grow because I started doing martial arts. I liking it and I want to look right. You know, I want my hair to grow, and in my culture, we have long hair. All right, in my culture, where people have long hair and stuff like that. And I want my hair to grow. So I break my disobedience with my mom. Two things. No, she told me don't do martial arts. I went to do martial arts. She told me cut your hair. I didn't cut my hair, and up to now I haven't cut it. So and I wanted it to work for me. You understand? I wanted those things too. So that was my mindset. That was my balance. And every day I do martial arts, I always think of, I want it to work. That's my goal. I want to have my school. I want to go on. I want to see kids because I know what it done for me as a kid. You understand? It motivated me. It strengthened me. It gave me a proper balance with myself. I understand who I am. You understand? Motivate me to do things, to step out, you know, come out from my shyness. You understand? I train, and I went around the Caribbean doing different martial arts because at that time I was young and looking for work, you know. Looking for work at that time, you could go around the Caribbean and work and come back. And now when I started martial art, I used to, let's say I go to Antigua. When I reach to Antigua, if I'm doing Taekwondo school is way on the next side. Just next to me is a Shotokan school. I used to go to that school. I didn't used to go all the way down there. So any school close to me, that was my favorite school. You understand? I wouldn't go and take a bus and go in 5 bus stops just to go to the school when there's a karate school right there. So from there, I started to learn, you know, more styles, more techniques, more discipline, different masters and on different principles, you understand? And that's how I end up learning martial arts. So I think martial arts is very, very good for anybody want to try martial arts. You should not hesitate. You should go ahead and join any school close to you, any martial arts school. They don't matter the name, as long as you can understand yourself first and you can work with the person that is teaching you, no matter your age. A lot of kids come, and yes, with kids and adults, they may be different because adults have a proper mindset sometimes. Some kids, they just come, sometimes your parents push you into it, but you're not really sure what you're looking for yet. You just into it because mommy said let's do martial art, daddy said let's do it, and you're into it, but then you have to be in it to get it. You understand? You have to be trained. You have to train, and it will take time. It will take time. You're not gonna get it one time. You understand? You have to keep training. You have to keep practicing. And again, you have to keep getting that mindset. Unless you don't get that mindset, some people get it late. Some people get it early. Some people understand what they need to do very early. Some people understand what it is very late. You know, and like I say, we have different kids in the school. Some learn fast. Some learn slow. Some are very troublesome. Some are very disciplined. Some are not. Some are strong. Some are weak. Some are more flexible. And so you have different people doing martial arts. Exactly. But at the end of the day, you're going to achieve anything that is there from martial arts for you to build you up. You're going to achieve it. You understand?
Yeah, I got it. So I think the first thing what kids can learn is more or less discipline and focus.
Discipline
Because I
and
think
focus.
focus is key. Because this is what they really lack. And as you said, some kids, they go to learn martial arts because mom and dad said, but maybe even if mom and dad said, they will find themselves, you know what?
They will find
So
it,
they
yeah.
will find, that something what is going to push them, forward. They're going to find the confidence. They will make friends, they will, it's really good in goal setting. And here I would love to ask you about the belts, the ranks, because especially for kids, this belt, the ranking is kind of motivating them because they are looking on the higher ranks and, oh, I want to be like that. I want to get there.
Yes.
So how is the belt system everywhere the same in different schools, or is it different from school to school? Or what exactly is the belting system? Why do you need a belt in martial arts, though? Stupid
again,
question, I know, but
okay. The belt rank, it varies in different schools.
okay.
You open a school and you decide you want to have 10 belts in your rank. And, you put the different colors together. You decide you want to have 5 belts. It's up to you. It's what you teach. Is how your syllabus works.
So it's really up to the master and who opened the school,
and
how he would love to do that.
An organization, yes. But the belt rank is a form of achievement,
Exactly.
It's something that shows you and growth, it shows you your growth as you grow in my school. We've got 3 tips to each belt. Okay, when you reach higher rank, then from brown belt you will have 4 tips to reach to black belt.
Oh, why you punish them like that?
Well, again, it's growth. Is
I know. I understand your mindset.
Getting them
I know.
to understand. It's growth. You understand? So, when you receive your first tip, then you begin to realize, okay, I'm growing. Okay, I'm stepping up. The second tip says, again, I'm learning more. And you can see it. You can see from the first beginner's student, and then the first tip student, the second tip student, then the third tip student. Then the fourth level is the belt. You understand? We test you get the first tip. Yes, you learn what you need to learn, you get the first tip. You learn what you need to learn again, we test you get your second tip. You learn what you need to learn again, you start to put everything together, you get the third tip. Then the fourth one is to just put strength, spirit, everything, power, techniques together and try to achieve the belt. So that shows an achievement, that you achieve something. Now your mindset already for the next belt.
Exactly. That's what I meant to say. They are already there to the next one. So that's different. Right. That's different than mine.
So from that motivation, you're already set.
Yeah.
For the next belt. I get this one. I want to get this one.
That's absolutely.
Okay. But we don't want to get it to materialize. We don't want you to think that you just come for the material, which is the belt. You understand? And from white to green belt, I would say it's all about physical, it's all about the control, it's all about the discipline, it's all about the focusedness, it's all about, finding yourself. But when you reach green belt, when the students win green belt, that is one of the key belts. Most students will start to realize, wow, okay, there's something in there. That is, you understand? There is something in there, because in my school, what I do when the students with green belt, no matter kids, adults, or whatever, you start to come up to the front and start to speak, start the class.
Okay.
Do things like you are responsible.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So I put you in charge. I say, go to the front, start the class, do some exercises, you know. We have what we call an oath. You have to study the oath, you know, from going by. You come up as front and you say the oath, you know, you have to repeat it. So that gives you that kind of confidence. That's that to push you, you know. If you were a shy person, and you could see it, because from white badge, you see that student come, you see that as a shy student already. You understand? And I would say I'm a master. I've been training for about 40 something years, but I still learn. Every day I learn, because every day somebody walk into my dojo, I learn about that person. You know, that is that's my challenge, to learn about you. I have to learn about you. I have to understand you. I have to, you know, try to get your mindset, where your mind is, and what your capability, and you know, if you're shy, if you're not shy, and you have that, some kids that come in with that kind of attitude. Oh yeah, okay, well I want to do my and Sensei, when can you start to fight? I say, you want to learn to fight? Then I should, okay, do this kick for me, and he can't do this kick, but he want to fight. Come on, you have to learn this kick first before you learn to fight. You understand?
Yeah.
You know, you have this, you know, like I say, every child enter, adults or student basically, come into my dojo. It's a learning process for me.
Yeah, true.
You understand?
And I've seen you on dojos, I say many times. You have an extraordinary patience. I wouldn't because no, really, trust me. I mean, every new person, every new student, as you said, is a challenge, because we are all different. We have different learning styles, different rhythm. And you know, get a kid who is really shy, being bullied, you know, being in his corner, and build up a man. That really takes patience and dedication, and I really, really love that. And this is something what they can learn in the dojo with the right master.
Yes, with the right person. Like I say, whenever a child come into the dojo, I picture myself, my first day in the dojo, my first class in the dojo, and a lot of people, they shy of that first time. You know, that first time, a lot of people shy of it. But once you do that first time, there will not be another first time. You just keep moving.
Exactly.
You understand? But you must kickstart that first time. That first time is the key. You understand? You must have that first time. And most people are shy. And some people think, well, your class and your challenge starts in the dojo. Your first challenge starts from you at home. Once you can leave your comfort zone and say you come into the dojo, that's your first challenge. That's the first challenge, because you remember, you leave your home, your comfortable chair, you have your TV, watching your program, and your family.
Yeah.
And you can leave that and go to the dojo, knowing that when you come to the dojo, it's not TV you're gonna watch. It's not. It's hard work. It's dedication. You have to dedicate yourself to the training and stuff that you're gonna do. And you may find it hard. And yes, I'm not saying martial arts is easy. Martial arts is not gonna be easy. It's not just
nothing. It's easy in the beginning, really. Now let's face it. Everything is because you don't know it. Know it yet.
Right. You don't know it.
Of course, so it's not easy in the beginning. And I'm really happy that you said that, because nowadays I can see many kids with phones, tablets, TV, and not moving. So what I'm really, really encouraging everyone, just move, go out there, just visit the dojo, go and do some movement. Don't get stuck with that phone. That's not a healthy lifestyle. Moving, going on a dojo, training, yes, that will give you a lot of things. What Master just mentioned, the discipline, the strength, you will have the cool body like Bruce Lee, and you will have a great mindset.
You have a proper mindset, and
exactly.
And if you go into school and the martial arts give you that mindset that you want to learn, You understand? I want to learn. The whole thing I always tell my students, always try to be the best version of you. You understand? If you settle for less, then you're gonna get less. But if you settle to be the best, you're gonna be the best because it's your mindset to be the best.
True.
You understand? True. And no one else is gonna find that. I can push, I can jump, I can shout, I can do everything, and you don't have that proper mindset to achieve. You're not gonna achieve it. Or you might achieve it, but you might achieve it late. And then you start watching others that moving on. And then you say, well, why? You got students saying, why I haven't got a tip yet? How comes I haven't moved to a belt yet? Why? Why you haven't moved to the belt yet?
What you are saying just reminded me of something I read somewhere, that martial arts about shout it out and work it out. Because when you do, it's really good for anger management. Trust me. You can shout it out. You can work it out. Okay, I'm saying not for kids. This is more for adults. I don't think kids can be angry. But shout it out, work it out. It really, really builds up and helps really. And I know that because I'm aware of the time though, because you teach freestyle. Okay, you learned a lot of styles of martial arts. You are teaching also self-defense, which is a little bit different though, because martial arts is more a defense, not a defensive thing, right? But learning self-defense, that's something different.
Well, everything come under martial arts, but you have branches, you have different categories.
And I wanted to talk especially about the one for women, because nowadays, unfortunately, we are living in a society where assaults, rapes, all kind of stuff, domestic violence, things, not domestic violence, let's say, happens. And I think that self-defense, but correct me if I'm wrong, also, it's a really good way to women to learn to protect themselves, to be prepared. So you run also self-defense classes.
Yeah, it's self-defense is all about what we call awareness.
Awareness, exactly.
Yeah, being aware of your surrounding, being aware of your friends, being aware of where you're walking, and using what you can use to your advantage. Let's say you're walking, you want to look behind you, or you look inside, there's a car there, you can use a mirror, you can use the reflection of a car, you can use reflection of a glass, you can use shadows on the floor. Just be aware of yourself, number one. Just be aware of your surroundings. Number two is, again, finding out about yourself. Are you flexible? Can you move? Can you run? Can you jump? Can you shout? Can you bend? Move around? Can you swing?
Yeah, but all these things, if you practice, then you can get better and better every day.
And better, yes. Are you strong in your mind that you can stand up, whether you're trembling in your pants, but you want to stand up. You pretending that you are strong. Pretending is a very good teacher too, because you might be scared, that's very scared, but then you decide, I want to stand up and make that person think I'm so strong. I'm gonna pretend that I'm that strong person, but in your back of your mind, you're weak, you're scared. You understand? So self-defense, it can come physically, it comes mentally. And it's all, like I say, is your mind, body, and spirit. You understand?
Sure.
Skills in self-defense is one-on-one, attacks, practicing the different moves. That's the physical part of it. But it all is your mindset again. You have to have a proper mindset. You have to have a proper balance with yourself. You have to have a focus. You understand? It is very nice. You feel very comfortable that techniques, movements that you can protect yourself with and protect your family member, a loved one. You feel happy about that. Yes. But learning it is one, but again, it's all up to you. You have to practice. It's something you must practice. practice every day, every time you get time. Some people come to the dojo sometimes once a day, once a week. Some people come twice a week. Some people come 3 times a week. It's the more you practice, you understand? The more you keep practicing, you keep practicing, you keep practicing, you get better at anything that you practice. But the advantage that some people have, that the more you practice, you will develop more. The less you practice, you achieve nothing.
Sure.
You understand? So that's life. But we cannot tell people what to do and how many classes you want to take, how many classes you should do. You should know to yourself, listen, for me to get better, for me to achieve more, I need to push more.
True.
And the dojo is there for you to do that. And like I say, martial art is all around you. You go to the gym and you sit down and you're not pushing, you're not working, you're not going to get where you want to get. You understand? And a lot of people think that, okay, I'm going to the gym, so I'm a bodybuilder. You're not a bodybuilder.
Exactly.
You have people going to the gym just to get fit, just to get strong. And it has proper bodybuilders that are taking another path. You understand? It's like somebody joined martial arts today and they say, I'm a martial artist. You're not a martial artist. You're learning martial arts.
Yeah, exactly.
You understand?
It's an ongoing process.
Right. You become a martial artist when you're beginning to understand yourself and be in peace with yourself and get your balance properly. Understand, your spiritual strength, understand your mindset and understand your body. Be in peace with people around you, even your enemies. You have nothing against them. Your heart is clean. You're focused on what you're doing.
True.
It's when you become a martial artist. Anytime you're training and you just physically moving around, you're not at the martial artist. You understand? You're practicing martial arts. You're training martial arts. You understand?
So guys, if you are watching martial arts, it's not just about kicking and punching, okay? It's not about kicking asses and punching. It's more about keeping a balance.
Well-being,
body, mind, and spirit, really.
It's all about well-being, your attitude, your anger, controlling your anger, controlling your temper. If you're a very tempered person, if you are a very aggregated person, you like to shout, you like to
that's something. Shout it out then.
Shout
it out, work it out, just do something with it. And before we just finish, I really, really love your logo because you choose as a symbol of your school and the eagle. May I ask you why? I love it. I know the meaning, but can you just explain a little bit why the eagle? I do have my one. My one is a phoenix. I have a tattoo and my logo. But why you choose eagle?
Okay, if you look at my logo has the eagle at the top. It represents the biggest bird, the strongest bird, and the bird that flies the highest. Okay, so like I always tell my students, if you have the spirit of the eagle, you can go high, you can fly high, you can achieve things. You understand? Now in my logo, you have what I would have the eagle here.
And the dragon.
Normally I would have an olive branch here. So we have the dragon, we have the leopard, and we have fire and water.
Fire and water, I can see the sign though.
And on the side normally would have a olive branch that's representing peace. Olive branch is peace. So you have all the forces together.
That's what I wanted to hear. What I want.
So you have all the forces together.
Sure.
And they like I said, we both fighting. We're fighting. When I tell my students, listen, sometimes you want to fight, but we don't fight flesh and blood. We sometimes fight, our attitude, our bad attitude. We fight the negative attitude out of our system. Once we can fight those attitude, then good attitude will come in. And then you can start to push and achieve more. But anytime you have that attitude, that, kind of a negative attitude, you have that kind of, like, okay, I can do, I can do, no sense, I can't do this, no sense, I don't know if I can do it. You said, haven't find yourself yet. You have to balance yourself. You understand? So it's like the yin and yang, the water and
the
fire is like the yin and yang, and the forces together fighting one another, one pulling there, one pull, but it's actually become equal strength.
Absolutely.
You understand? Yeah. Or the eagle is up above, because no matter of how the storm come, how strong the storm come, once he fly over the storm, he's floating.
True.
You understand?
Oh, thank you so much for sharing that. I really, really wanted to ask you why. I'm watching, and you are in London. You can find Master John Francis on his Facebook. I'm going to email address in the comments below, and also his dojo is called. Let me see if I get this correct. Otherwise, I'm gonna. It's called Eagle Eye Wuchi Kwando Karate Institute. Yes.
Yes.
So this is where you can find Master John Francis. If you have any questions, I'm going to put in the comments also the links, your phone number.
Yes, you do that. That's fine. Like I said, martial arts, you so much things to talk about martial. There's so much things,
I know. I still have a lot of questions. I'm showing you. I wrote the whole pages of questions. I only asked you 2. So you got to come back.
It's so many things, martial art. It's just, it's a learning process, and every time you talk about martial art, you can't stop, because it is just going and going and going. So
you really love it. I can see that. I mean, yes, you wouldn't be here without having that passion.
All right. Yeah, so anybody want to do martial arts and you're thinking about it, and you're thinking that you're too old, or you're thinking you're too young, or you're thinking you're not strong enough, or you're thinking that, I'm too big, or, you find excuses. Again, that's excuses.
Excuses.
Yeah. You understand?
I'm sorry. I will not say anymore. I'm too tiny, I promise.
Too many excuses. Just step out there and do what you need to do. Come with the proper mindset, find your balance, put your mind, body, and spirit into whatever you're doing. Everything, like I say, all over, at work, in school, at home, if you're with your family, you and your partner. Once you have proper mind, body, and spirit, it will work. You will achieve. You understand? In everything that you do. It's not just in martial art. It's not just kicking and punch.
Exactly.
But in everything that you set your mind to do, you will find that balance, as long as you're willing to get it.
I just remembered, I know I'm really aware of the time, but I can't let you go, because one more question, if you allow me. What are the katas?
Say again?
What are the katas?
Katas basically is a set of movements put together to challenge your mind, to challenge your body.
All right.
And it's an act of fighting. It's like you have different opponents. You have one in front, you have one on the left, one on the right, you have one behind, and you do those movements.
You put them together, kind of.
Right, and then you fight in those opponents.
All right.
You understand? But again, like I said, martial arts is an act of fighting without fighting. You're fighting something that you're not really seeing. You understand?
Because you're fighting yourself.
But you're fighting yourself. But in your mindset, and sometimes I tell my students that you may be doing it and you're wondering, why am I doing it? But put an imaginary opponent in front of you.
Exactly.
And always imagine that opponent is stronger than you. He's faster than you. He's taller than you. He's bigger than you. He's a beast. And for you to beat that beast, you have to become a beast. Yeah. You have to become double time that beast. You understand? Yeah. Because you don't want that opponent is a beast, and you want to beat the beast. For you to beat the beast, you have to become double time the beast. True. So always imagine that your opponent is much stronger, much bigger, much faster, better than you in many different ways, and challenge that beast. Challenge the person in your mind. True.
Yeah, that's true, because I read somewhere, and what you are saying is just confirming that martial arts, actually, it is won 80% with mind and only 20% body, because it's everything in your mind first.
Right. You must put it in your mind, and then you put it out there physically. So mind, body, and spirit. Again, the balance.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Oh my God, I'm so happy that you've done this really first Truth Runners with me today. Before we close today, is there anything what you would love to share with our audience? I'm not saying giving advice, because I never asked that, but is there anything like a guideline or a final thought what you would love to share with them before we go?
Well, what I like to say to listeners, and yeah, I before we start, I didn't even say Happy New Year to them who is listening, and you know, I want to wish them Happy New Year, all the best, wherever you're listening from. Good night, good evening, good morning, wherever you are. I wish you all the best in the New Year's. What I would like to say to listeners out there is go out and achieve your goals. You understand? Don't sit back and think and wait and look at things that you would say in your mind, I wish I could, you know, I wish I had, or, you know, look at somebody doing and doing something and say, well, I wish I was like that, because I wish I could do like, go out there and do it. You understand? 2022, go out there and see what is out there for you. You know, stretch your hands out, take that step, take that jump, leap over that puddle, you know, and you will achieve. You will achieve greatness. Go out there and do it. You understand? Sometimes we wait for people to drag us, pull us out, and yes, sometimes we need the support. But sometimes you're on your own, and you know, sometimes you think like the eagle, because the eagle flies by itself. You understand? And you have to have that eagle spirit in you. Go out there, fly as high as you can, see what is there for you. You'll see the beauty, you'll see what is there to achieve. You understand? Just go out there and achieve your goal. Set a mindset. You understand? Some people, you might set the big one. Don't set too big, where you think if you don't achieve it, you're gonna feel disappointed with yourself. If you cannot set the big one, set small one. Set, you know, when you achieve that one, you set another one, you know. But if you feel you can set the big one, set the big one.
Oh, there, yeah.
But be determined and know that you will get challenges. There will be challenges. There will be obstacles, and you need to surpass those obstacles. Do you understand? There'll be walls. You know, go through the wall, break the wall, smash it down. You know, try to achieve what you need to achieve. Don't let people tell you and say, well, you can't do this. No, don't do this. Don't try that. You wouldn't, you know, go ahead and do it.
Thank you so much. I really, really appreciate. And guys, this was a very strong beginning of the year and a really strong message. I highly recommend you to follow it, because what Sensei just said, it's really, really powerful. Thank you guys for being here with us today. I'm seeing you next time. I'm sending you lots of love and light as always. And bye for now. Okay. Thank you, Sensei.
Thank you. You're welcome. Have a good one.